I was working with the Bitcoin Foundation for a while. I was like trying to bridge Bitcoin to Ethereum and all. There's a company that was actually doing that for a long time. And then I joined Zoniqx.
Wow. What have you noticed from working on Bitcoin versus maybe working on the XRP ledger?
XRP is like something, it's like the closest thing to traditional finance, but it is still blockchain. But if you actually talk about it in tech terms, I feel like it's a database. It's like a ledger. It's not really a blockchain, but it's essentially in a place where you are trying to convince a company to actually move to Web3. They can't really move to Bitcoin. It's like not programmable at all.
Bitcoin, the digital currency created a dozen years ago as an alternative to cash, is exploding in value. Will it last?
What's going on, family and friends? I'm back from Token2049 Dubai, and I had a great time brushing elbows with some incredible and decorated visionaries. In this short interview, I had the pleasure of chatting with Yash Gupta, Zoniqx lead full-stack blockchain developer, a blockchain architect that's not only well-versed with developing on the Bitcoin blockchain, but the Ethereum blockchain and the XRP ledger blockchain. Zoniqx is a Ripple-back tech integrator, and Yash is well-versed in this area. He's spot on when it comes to familiarizing yourself with the multi-chain ecosystem, where XRP is a blue-chip utility token, but remember, everything begins with the real OG in the room, and that's Bitcoin. Here's the short and sweet interview with Yash Gupta, the 22-year-old genius. Stand by for some more exclusive interviews from Zoniqx world-class event at the Houton restaurant in the heart of downtown Dubai. Big thanks to Zoniqx and the team for the invite. Thanks to Yash for sharing his time and expertise with me. And thanks to you all for tuning into this much-enjoyed interview. Love you mucho.
Are you having a good time?
Yeah.
You having a good time?
Yes.
Why are you here?
Oh, I work for Zoniqx.
You work for Zoniqx?
Yeah.
What do you do for Zoniqx?
I'm a protocol designer there. So, Prashant handles people to get them to Zoniqx, and I tokenize them.
You're the magician.
Yeah. I've heard a lot about you. Like,
Me?
yeah. So, like the influencer RWA guy, no?
I'm just the guy that's excited to be here just like you.
Okay.
What's your name?
Uh-huh.
What's your name?
I'm Yash.
Oh, Yash?
Yeah.
I'm Ray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ray Fuentes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Yeah.
How long you been working at Zoniqx?
I've been working here for like the last quarter, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
22 years old? How did you get into this whole space?
I had a call with Prashant one day, and he was like, we got to bring tech into RWA. RWA can't just be a business model. It should also be a tech-intensive place where, people are inspired to actually join as well. So that's where I kick in.
But where did you learn to code blockchain?
I think it was in my third year of my college, and that's when COVID really hit, and we weren't going to college for like the last 2 years, and
So you're learning how to code blockchain in school now?
I learned how to code blockchain by being a degen, staying at home, seeing Vitalik and all, really achieve something.
Do you still consider yourself a degen?
I am one. you see everyone from Zoniqx, they are wearing suits. I'm wearing a black t-shirt, which I was forced to button up here.
Being that this is your first quarter at the Zoniqx, is this your first professional career?
No, it's not my first though. I was working with the Bitcoin Foundation for a while. I was like trying to bridge Bitcoin to Ethereum and all. There's a company that was actually doing that for a long time. And then I joined Zoniqx.
Wow. What have you noticed from working on Bitcoin versus maybe working on the XRP ledger?
XRP is like something, it's like the closest thing to traditional finance, but it is still a blockchain. But if you actually talk about it in tech terms, I feel like it's a database. It's like a ledger. It's not really a blockchain, but it's essentially in a place where you are trying to convince a company to actually move to Web3. They can't really move to Bitcoin. It's like not programmable at all. They can move to Ethereum, but it's not very appreciable today. But if you move to XRP today, it's like the simplest change you would have to do in your entire ecosystem to actually integrate them to yourself.
So you're saying it's a no-brainer?
Oh, it's a little no-brainer. You don't really need a cryptography team to actually convert your code base to support XRP. It's like as simple as have a call with them, do the exact API call, get the API key, and it's done.
So why do you think the mainstream media is pushing Bitcoin and nobody really knows about XRP?
Bitcoin, the digital currency created a dozen years ago as an alternative to cash, is exploding in value. Will it last?
So if you talk about in a community sense, Bitcoin is like the real OG, like where decentralization and actual principles of blockchain are implemented.
I'm Roger Veer, longtime Bitcoin advocate and investor. Today I'm at the Mt. Gox World Headquarters in Tokyo, Japan. I had a nice chat with Mt. Gox CEO Mark Karpelis about their current situation. He showed me multiple bank statements as well as letters from banks and lawyers. I'm sure that all the current withdrawal problems at Mt. Gox are being caused by the traditional banking system, not because of a lack of liquidity at Mt. Gox. The traditional banking partners that Mt. Gox needs to work with are not able to keep up with the demands of the growing Bitcoin economy.
XRP is a place where those principles were adopted, but they were not just adopted, they were adopted in a way that are acceptable to multiple communities at the same time. Why do you think Bugatti is like favored by a lot of car enthusiasts but not Lexus, which actually could, after some modifications, do the same amount of performance? Because Bugatti specializes in that one thing. Bitcoin is that one thing where it is only trying to do one thing. It's trying to secure a decentralized community. XRP is trying to do multiple things. So it's like not favored and pushed forward in a single direction. I think that could be one.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's really refreshing to hear your perspective. For those in the audience that may be interested in learning more about blockchain or building in this space, what would you recommend for those in the audience that are interested in getting engaged?
People who are getting into blockchain or like developing on blockchain, they have to really understand what a distributed system really means, and then start programming on Ethereum, and then understand what Bitcoin actually means. Start programming on Bitcoin, and then every other blockchain in the world is like a piece of cake after that.
So when do you start developing on the XRP ledger? Is that third?
If you want to start developing on XRP ledger, you don't have to go through all that. You have to read a single documentation. You start working on it right away. It's as easy as that.
Yash, it's been a pleasure brushing elbows with you and learning from a 22-year-old genius. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Is there anything that we may not have discussed before I do let you go?
Have you had enough drinks?
I had one.
Okay, have few more.
No, I got to interview some people. This is my time to work right now.
Okay.
But I will share a drink with you if you don't mind, Yash.
Oh yeah, sure.
And then we can talk about all the stuff we didn't put in this interview.
Okay.
Hey, thank you for sharing your time with me. Thank you.